Okay, so here we go. In the Christian world, we might ask, oh, here it is, exactly what I'm talking about. Might ask, why does Paul even bother with this? Isn't it an obvious thing? The answer is that among Christians, stealing is certainly known as something which is wrong to do, and even among those who are not Christians. But who knows the general precepts of the Bible? It is known that Christians look down on stealing. However, this is not a universally applied precept even in today's world. It is true that pretty much every society has rules against stealing, but the individual is often brought up in a culture where it is normal to take things that don't belong to them. I know somebody sitting in a chair back here that has been in one of those cultures for the past 20 years. Okay? I lived over there. I know that when you're over in Asia, it's just normal. You're not supposed to steal, but it's the normal thing you do. You walk down the road and you grab something, you put it in your pocket, and you keep on walking. Okay? And this is all over the world. America is an exception, but it's very quickly. I don't know if you saw the looters in, where is it, Louisiana? Is that who got hit by Ida? Unbelievable. Just, this is somebody else's property. We're going to break into their house and just start stealing stuff. And they got videos of them out there doing that. But it's true that pretty much every society has rules against stealing, but the individual is often brought up in a culture, as I said, where it's normal to take things that don't belong to them. Even without a second thought. They just do it. It's okay, right? If they don't get caught, their conscience simply ignores what they have done. Yes, there's a law that says don't do it. It's so common that everybody does it, okay? They have been seared to the concept of considering this as moral wrongdoing. This is what happens to us. We do something and we just don't think it's wrong. So Paul had to write these words. In the case of those in Ephesus, this was certainly the case. Paul saw this common trait of the people, and he knew that they lacked the proper moral guidelines to govern their conduct. It may have been a law in the Roman Empire to not steal, but in the lesser cultures, they lived by those norms which they had always lived. And so, Paul needed to include this thought to show them that the moral expectation of Christian living was to not steal. And further, he goes beyond the thought of prohibiting it by giving them a positive precept to replace their prior conduct. Instead of stealing, they should instead labor. That's right, work. And what does it say in Thessalonians? If you don't work, you don't eat. That's right. I mean, he had to actually tell them that. Such a person should find a way of working with his hands what is good. This sets stealing off as the opposite of good. And Paul is trying to get them to understand that. This is good, this is not good.